the wall, and Mont Handley, who is the executive director of the CMEC, is actually at the Manufacturing Association, is honoring one of our own here in Hammond. Peter Naw is getting into the Hall of Fame, so Mont's on his way down to that. Also, Lori Felt, who is of the SBA and teaches over here at Purdue Cal, is also one of the facilitators. So I said I would sit in, and I'm pretty excited about it because we are going to do it in a little different fashion than we have in the past, where somebody comes in and they present right up here to the front. Today we're going to have some folks that are presenting all the way from France, and Debbie's going to zoom in on their screen right now. And we're going to go straight to you guys for about 6 to 8 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And then we'll come back with a little Q&A. You guys ready for that?
Yes, we are.
All right, here we go. So here it is. Take it away from France right now. I'll let you guys do the whole introduction. Make sure you get your name of your company and all that stuff. And take it away. Give us your pitch. Do it.
Thank you very much. All right. Hi. I'm Morshid, and first of all, thank you, Mont, for setting this up. And thank you, Purdue and 1 Million Cups for making this happen. We are Tasco, making outsourcing available to masses. Well, let me start by asking ridiculously simple questions. Number one, how many hours are there in a day? Rather a stupid question, right? 24 hours. Second stupid question, can you buy time? Maybe yes, but let's see how. Well, this is your normal working day where you have all your tasks. And for some of us, as you can see, most of these tasks are digital tasks. And in these digital tasks, you can see there are certain tasks that can be outsourced. For example, you have a list of 1,000 people and you want their email addresses. You want to create a PowerPoint. You want to follow 200 contacts on Twitter. There are handwritten notes. You're still an old-fashioned person. You want to digitalize them. You want to add info to Excel. And you want to research top 20 suppliers from Brazil. Yeah, you thought I would say China, right? But how do you outsource these tasks? So you can see here on the screen that these are the top platforms where you can outsource your tasks. But all of these platforms have inherent problems. Number one is really difficult to find the right person for your job. And once you find that person, it's a struggle to communicate with the person and then to ensure good quality and timely delivery. And most of the times, it's really hard to get something done on demand if you want something within 48 hours or 24 hours. And nonetheless, if you have different tasks which require different expertise, then you will do the same process and it becomes very tedious. So we at Tasco, we make outsourcing of digital tasks really convenient and cost-effective for people who want to utilize their time more efficiently. And we do so by providing a full-service approach. Well, what's full-service approach? Eric will tell you shortly. We leverage on emerging market talents, and we deliver mostly on demand, and we work 24/7. So how does this work?
Thanks, Harshit. The user goes to our portal, tasco.com. He or she can submit a task in roughly 2 minutes. And then the taskee, that's how we call our associated freelancer, gets the task, works on the task. We make sure the right taskee will work on your task, not just any taskee. The taskee sends the work back to us. We do a comprehensive quality check on every single task and deliver the work back to the user. So that's what we refer to as our full service approach. As a user, you're on the left side, all you have to do is submit the task and we take care of the rest. So how do we reach our clients and who actually are our clients? Initially, we're focusing on B2B, especially on entrepreneurs. We reach them through direct and face-to-face marketing mostly. We're also active, of course, on Facebook and LinkedIn, and we're seeing first referrals happening. In mid to long term, we want to go after more established businesses as well, and eventually open the platform for B2C customers. That's our long-term vision, to make outsourcing available to masses. The competition, we already talked a bit about it at the beginning of this presentation. So there are three big platforms, Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer.com. So they're all open platforms, which means that you can outsource tasks there at low to high price, but with a highly fluctuating quality and the struggle and inconvenience that comes along with an open platform. So we position TaskGo at a low price while still providing full service approach and assured quality.
But how do we provide low cost and still be able to give you quality? Well, we started by providing a very simple interface for people to submit tasks. So it's really easy. You can go on our website and submit tasks within 2 minutes. We're currently working on ATDS, which is our internal mechanism through which we actually match the incoming task with the right task key. So it's all automated. It's done by a computer algorithm. Then we are working on the Google like TaskGo bar. It's for a better user interface. In December, we're going to scale up our quality assurance workforce. And next year, we're going to make TaskGo very easily accessible by having chatbot assistance and text messaging integration.
Our financial projections, until the end of this year, we're pretty much living on bread and pasta. Next year looks a bit better. We expect to make around 100,000 in profits. And in 2018, we estimate to reach almost $5 million in profits. Our initial traction, so we started, we launched our beta version of TaskGo.co in June this year. Until now, we successfully delivered 94 tasks. We have 22 paying customers. 36% of them became recurring customers. Total revenues of roughly $3,000. We made our tasks work almost 700 hours. And the search engines like us for some reason. If you type in task outsourcing, you will see us on the second page on Google and almost on top on Yahoo and Bing. Our team, my name is Eric. I have 3 years of combined work experience in management consulting, marketing and sales, and I'm responsible for the financial success of this venture.
I am Harshit, and I have combined 3 years work experience in web development and software development, and I'm responsible for the technological success of this venture. And here you can see Thaddeus Rex. He is an expert in brand consulting and communications. He's based in Indiana, and he's our advisor. Theo Tim Buston and Nish Kosalia are our new joinees. They recently joined our team as tech intern and HR from India. So together with our current team and a team of freelancers, we are on a mission to make outsourcing available to masses. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We will be taking questions now.
All right, so if I'm right here, let me put this on and make sure we get it right. Okay. And then I put this on. Give us a second to get set up here. All right, so you can see me here, and I have to be on the camera over here. So I'll stand right here in the middle, and then I will just send some questions from the folks to, I'll rephrase them so that you guys can hear them. Is that all right? You can hear me okay right now, right?
That's perfect.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much to Harshit and to Eric. Let's give him a hand. Is that all right, guys? Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. I'll just, I have one question right now. All right, so you have 22 paying customers right now, and your revenue at about $3,300. Just give us a feel for what those customers are telling you when they use your service.
I can give you a number, and it's the percentage of tasks we have to refund so far, and the number is below 2%. So, yeah, mostly very satisfied.
And what kind of tasks are these that they have been giving you?
So far, mostly, I would say, rather simple but time-consuming administrative tasks. Actually, all the examples we gave you initially are real examples. So for instance, last week we had a 40-hour task for a small company, and we had to find 1,000 email addresses. Yeah, that's an example.
So just finding the email addresses and so forth. So somebody who's in a startup environment, and is a lot of it geared towards marketing that people would be using a lot of the tasks then?
Yes, so far, yeah, we did a lot for people who are responsible for marketing in startups. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Any questions out here? Anybody? Do you want to just have them come up here? It might be easier. Is that okay if you just come up here and go right in front of here so they can see you? Is that all right? Yeah, come on. Yeah, if that's all right. And then I will hand you the... Okay.
Just repeat it because
Okay. Yeah, I'll repeat it.
they mentioned something of someone working in Indiana.
Yes, you talked about Thaddeus, who works in Indiana, correct? And what's the connection? Is that where you're going? Yeah. What's the correct connection? That's from Kenneth. What is the connection?
All right. So I would just repeat the question for the audience. The question was that there's a person, his name is Thaddeus Rex. He is connected to Tasco. So right now he is our advisor, and he holds a small percentage of equity, and he is holding our base in Indiana, helping us in brand consulting and our internal communication strategy. So how do we communicate our offerings and stuff?
And our personal link to Indiana, we've been studying at Purdue University this year from May to July in a master's program. It's called the Global Entrepreneurship Program. It's a one-year master that took us actually all around the world. We started off in France, in Lyon, where we are right now. Studied 4 months here. Then we studied 4 months in Hangzhou, China, and concluded the studies at Purdue University in West Lafayette.
You know what? Give us. I don't think very many people here are aware of that program. I had heard of it. I mean, what were you guys? This is kind of off the track, but we are here on Purdue's campus. So give us a review of why you guys did that and your review of that program.
Okay, so I will just quickly start with my own preference why I chose this program. I launched my own startup back in India after my graduation. So I'm an engineer and I started my company back in 2012. And yeah, I had some engineering knowledge, but again, I didn't have a lot of business knowledge. And I was looking for places, institutes where I could actually learn entrepreneurship. And I stumbled upon this course which gives you a global perspective. And in different countries and different economies, like European economy than US, and again, one of the fastest growing economy in China. So to gain this international experience, international exposure, and also to network with different people, that was one of the main reasons why I joined this kind of program. And the second one was also to get a mentor who could actually who could guide me throughout this process. And luckily, I found both of these, so I'm very happy and satisfied with this program. Yeah, that's my view.
Yeah, no, I will not add too much. I have a business background. I'm from Switzerland originally. I was looking for an international program that is focused on startups, and for me it was clear I want to create my own company after the program. I didn't know back then what exactly it would be, but I wanted to go into this program and meet people with a similar mindset and eventually build a company, and that's what we've done now a couple of months ago.
Kenneth, any follow-up on that?
Well, I'll let the other. I have different questions.
Okay. Yeah, any other questions for Eric? And am I saying that right? Harshit?
Yeah, that's right.
Eric or Harshit? Anyone? Mirko?
Jim, I don't know if you mentioned right before I walked in, but you and I and Mont met these gentlemen in Indianapolis at the expo.
That's why you look familiar. One of the guys, Mirko, reminded me that Mont and I and Mirko met you guys at the expo in Indianapolis. Okay, the lighting's bad, but now I remember. Yes, okay. Just got to get a brick big enough, and I'll remember that.
I did test out their pretty amazing results, and I limited it to just 4 hours and see what they would come up with. And I asked them to do some research on stuff, and they come up with something that would take me probably a dozen hours, 4 hours.
So Mirko's saying that he did use your company and that he's had some amazing results with that. What kind of tasks were those, Mirko?
Researching some email addresses, websites, and things like that, where otherwise clicking through and trying to look at the site, see if it really pertains or not. And pretty much everything that was sent was spot on.
So he's saying that he was looking for email addresses and researching different websites and so forth. So once again, we're obviously back to marketing, and it seems like that might be the strength right now of what you guys are doing. And you're dealing with Thaddeus. If I remember, if I just heard the name before, I think Lori Felt knows him. He's a marketing guru of some sort, correct? Is that what it is down there? Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Good. Any other questions? We got one right over here. I don't know if you can hear her, or I'll repeat it. Go ahead.
Well, just besides getting the word out for you, what else can we do for you here?
What else can the community here in Northwest Indiana, what would we be able to do? You guys didn't put the ask in there. Is there an ask with this? I mean, what are you looking for, funding right now, or what?
Well, to be very honest, at this very point in this, we are not like aggressively looking for investment, because we are still building our internal systems, our IT systems, as we've said that we're building this algorithm that automatically matches the task with the right task key, so that we're building our systems up. So we think we would be ready for investment by the end of this year, or maybe next year, the first month, January. So that's when we would actually actively be looking for some investment. Right now, we are mostly looking for clients, and if you can refer us to some people who might need our services, and also some feedback that might help us in making our services better, and obviously also if you have any other feedback about our website or anything else, that will be helpful.
So
And I would just add to that basically with the deals, we still have some linkage to the US market, and that's very important for us since we started off actually offering our services while we were in the US. A bit more than half of our clients are based in the US, and US is of course the biggest market for outsourcing of digital tasks. So for us it's important to stay connected to this market, and who knows, once we go for investment, if something, maybe something will come up in the US. Or maybe we'll stay in Europe. We'll see.
cool. All right. Other.
Any kind of critical feedback, will be very appreciated.
All right. You guys heard that. They want some feedback. Anybody look at this model? I do want to get one more link to the chain. We saw your Indiana connection. We see what you guys are talking about in terms of outsourcing tasks, and that there is a market for that. Then we see how you guys are kind of trying to be the matchmaker to some of this. What about on the final end? Where are you getting these folks that do these tasks?
So the taskies, that's how we call it, our associated freelancers. For now, they come from 2 countries. There's India, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Right now, we're in the process of hiring a bit more than 100 taskies until the end of this year. We have 10 freelancers right now. Around 50 potential freelancers are at this very moment working on trial tasks, and next week we're looking to hire maybe 20 to 30. So 100 until the end of the year, and entirely focused on India. We have a very close link to India, of course, with Harshit. He's from India. As you could see on our team slide, we also have one person from India that is helping us finding these people. And to be honest, so far it works out quite well. We were overwhelmed by applications. I just read a statistic last week. It said that 78% of Indian households don't have a regular income. And don't hold me accountable on this statistic. I just heard it in the news, but yeah, I think there's a big potential supply, and we're really trying to leverage that and create something. I mean, not only getting benefits by having people working for us, but also providing a setting where they can work and learn more, get trained, and maybe eventually after being a taskie, moving on to the next opportunity.
Yeah, so exactly, like we focused here on something that we have for users, for our clients, but actually at the back we also have a lot more for people who work for us. So far we have people who have been associated with us and have been working with us since we launched. They never left us, although they had a lot of opportunities, but a lot of people stick to us because we give them a very good work environment where we have a healthy relationship. We give them feedback and training on their work, as well as we are kind of a constant source of income, so they don't have to go on these platforms and bid again on projects every day and keep giving them work since they already passed through those stages where we know that they should do this work. So we're actually a win-win for the customers as well as for these people who are finding work.
Questions, critiques? You know what, you might be able to just hear him.
I think, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm not sure I really understand what you folks do, but I'm looking for someone to do formats of technical publications. I would write out the actual wording, then I'm looking for IT people to add illustrations and footnoting, and some of those things is very difficult for me to do on my personal computer. Would you consider something like that as a task?
Yes, that's a typical task that might fall either under our basic offering. So I don't know if you know about it, but we have just two offerings. One is the basic offering where the task is charged at $5 an hour, and there is a premium offering where the task is charged a bit higher, like $25 an hour. So once you get the exact specification of your task, we can tell you whether it's basic or a premium task. And definitely this is something that we could do. We have done a similar task, which was a technical task. It was not like exactly what you're looking for, but there was a person who was having a technical difficulty in his computer, and we took a remote access and solved that IT problem of his. So we can do similar such tasks.
Is that a typical task, or would that be a more expensive task?
I think, as Harshit said, it really depends on the specifications. Yeah, we would have to look over it.
And if you're just simply asking to add some HTML tags and all, then maybe it could still be a basic task, a cheap one. But if you want probably a bit more complex figures to be made and stuff to them, then maybe it could be a premium task. So we could give you an exact figure once we actually have a bit more specific details about the task.
Thank you.
Kenneth, I think you could probably hear Kenneth right there too.
Yeah, good afternoon again, I guess.
Thank you.
About the business model, I help a lot of entrepreneurs, and I find that basically they need to build websites, promote websites, they need to communicate their business card. What type of tasks are those? Are those your $5 tasks? Are those your VIP tasks? Do you do those tasks? But I see that as helping entrepreneurs a lot in this area. Could you outline that for us?
Yeah, so next word, basic word. So most of the tasks that you mentioned were basic tasks. Specialized tasks are just something that requires a bit more of an expertise. If it's more of like a data entry or research, then these are all tasks that fall under basic category. Unless you require something very, very specific, like a market competition analysis or something, then you can still do it in a basic way where the references will still be existing resources, but if you want something more qualitative and something more specific, then you can do a better market analysis, which would again be charged a bit higher.
I think that's a bit tricky, I would say. Looking at our own business model, for people who don't know what is basic and what is premium, we try to sort of alleviate this situation by having a live chat on our website. So you can directly chat with us, you can get task details, and within minutes we can tell you, yeah, this is a basic one, $5 per hour, or this is a premium one at $25 per hour, or it can also be anything in between, right? We're quite flexible. Yeah, but then again, also it depends on the customer, what he's looking for. Generally speaking, yeah, I think most people sort of have an intuition for it. If it's a rather simple transactional task where the freelancer doesn't have to do too much of a qualitative judgment, it will definitely go through as a basic task. When you're looking for more expertise in a certain domain, it might become a premium task or anything in between.
Yeah, Kenneth has a follow-up question. So typically around what is the average tag? Is it somebody comes in with you and spends $25, or do they typically, what's the average purchase price?
So mostly so far, we had basic tasks at $5 per hour.
No, I don't mean I don't mean in that regard. I'm talking about like typically what does the typical consumer spend, like $50 or $100 or what?
I wanted to come to that. So I can give you numbers of last month, September, and the average number of hours an active user submitted on Tasker.co in September was 42 hours.
So it's almost $200.
And I could get a website, I mean, I'm just.
Yeah.
Budget, or tell these people like a budget for website development.
So he's talking about if somebody were, say somebody came in blank and said, hey, listen, I want someone to build a website for me. I got a bunch of photos here, and I got some other stuff, links to my Facebook and stuff, and they just kind of dumped it on you. That would be the kind of task in around how many hours? Just throw it off the top of your head.
Well, if it's a static website where you don't want any fancy features, well, we could very well do it in 48 hours without a problem.
And how many billable hours like that? 48 or what?
After
So,
Yeah.
well, see, here, if you're talking about websites, it becomes a bit tricky because it's the customer who decides what look and feel, what kind of layout he or she wants. So this 48 hours, what I'm talking about is that we suggest you a bit of templates which are already there. So we just have to buy those templates, and then we just fill in all those pictures that you have, the links that you have, and then we host it on whichever server you want it to be hosted. So the billable could vary depending on what exactly your requirements are. If you want us to even suggest you a layout, even to find you a template, then it would be maybe 1 or 2 hours more. Otherwise, it could be, say, maybe 6, 8 hours, 10 hours, if it's a static website.
There we go in the back here. I don't think you'll be able to hear him, so I'll yeah, come on up here and get in the middle here, and then we don't have to read.
What we do here, we send out requests for proposals. So this gentleman sent his templates and get an estimate from them. What's it going to cost him to get done what he wants?
He's looking for an estimate. Is that something you guys do?
Yes.
So how does that work?
So you give us an requirement and what all you require. It's more of like a detailed explanation of what all you need. And then we can, if we can do it for you, we give you an estimate. If we cannot do it for you, we will probably refer you to someone, and then that person can follow up. So if it falls under making websites and all, generally we are able to do these kind of things as well. So we would straight away give you an estimate.
All right, one last question, then we're done here. I think somebody else had their hand up. No? All right. Hey, guys, let's give these guys a hand, all right? We're talking to Eric Anderegg and Harshit Tripathi, and their company is Tasko. You can see their hashtag right there is hashtag TaskoIt, Taskoit. And not only do we want to thank you guys, but we also want to thank you for being our first remote call-in to our 1 million cups. And it's an open invitation when you guys do come back to visit Purdue to come in here for our 1 million cups meeting, okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us. Thanks for the challenging questions. And don't forget, the next time the computer bores you, there's a solution. You can Tasko it. We have to do it.
You know, one last question. If somebody, say, had an email question or wanted to follow up right now, what's the exact best way to get you guys? Yeah, let's get that. All right, let's get that. Eric at Tasco, okay? And in case anybody has that, and then Harshit at tasco.co, not .com.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank
Perfect. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Guys, have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right, man. Thanks. All right, I think you're going to dump them, right? Okay, thank you. Bye. All right, see you later. I'm filling in for Amant, and that was very interesting. Mirko, let's follow up. When we saw these guys initially, I was arguing with another man, and I'll give you guys a little bit background. I was actually arguing with the man who runs Elevate Ventures for this area, and many of you guys, if you're in the entrepreneurship community, will know what Elevate Ventures is. It is supposed to be a statewide fund that helps fund venture capital ventures here in Northwest Indiana. And basically my point was that they weren't doing that, and it got kind of heated. So I was out. I just met these guys just vaguely as Mirko introduced them to me. But they certainly had a lot of energy for what they were doing. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I don't think we got into their backgrounds, but one of these guys is like just a deep mathematician, and they have that kind of technical expertise on it. Anything you want to add to that, Mirko?
No, I just, that Eric was a pretty dynamic young guy, and we were kind of teetering on whether they were coming back to France. Actually, I started talking about importing results here, and actually we had a lot less traction than I would think they would have. I mean, they just launched really in June, but that's probably when we had. So, didn't expect too much, but I think I refer to them probably half a dozen times a week, so I've been in for people. See some of the right connections. I think it'll cascade, and I think that once people start seeing some results, like at $5 an hour, they save a tremendous amount of time. It's real simple getting on their site. It literally does everything. It's much more of a complex task. And then we're going to start attaching, so we're talking technical stuff, we're going to attach all kinds of documents and stuff like that. I defining this is specifically what I'm looking for. Here's my credit card, $20. So 24 hours later, I have 2 pages of stuff that link that, I put in there.
So you were basically were looking for leads at that point, is my guess.
Yes, research on the credit card.
Yeah, so I mean, Debbie and I do, we sell advertising, and that was the first thing that just popped in. It's like, all right, get us all these emails so that we don't have to do that stuff at a much higher rate. All right, do I just close it down now? Is that what it is? All right, hey, we're going to hang around and, talk to some other folks and so forth. It's kind of, we only had one. Can we go around the room real quick just so that I could see who everybody is and that everybody else sees who are they? I know the coffee cabin people. Thank you. Let's hear it for them again. Yeah. Debbie, why don't you just tell everybody who you are and what you work for? And she's on the board.
Debbie Warble, I work for WG.
And you don't have to say who you are if you don't want to, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
My name is Jim Ryan. Jim.
Yeah, Jim, and you're just interested party, or are you?
I'm a bum.
You're a bum? Good, then you'll fit right in.
Hi, I'm Ruth Yeltsin. I work with Penny Possibilities. I've got a green background and trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up.
There you go. You're with the right people because plenty of them have not yet reached that stage.
Hi, I'm Mohammed. I've worked with the Pioneers and the Newspaper of the University of Santa Fe.
Oh, nice. Good. That'll be cool. And some of the folks have done it before, but go ahead again.
Bill Ruff with Applied Biomedical Technologies. We cure obstructive restrictive lung diseases, something that's supposedly not possible.
There you go.
Ken Gonzalez from the Indiana Small Business Development Center.
Sanjeev Rastogi. I'm a physician in the area, and we have got a entrepreneur-based project going for developing a care coordination platform. Our company is called CareLogic. that we hope to launch from Purdue.
Now, are you guys going to present soon for us? Or are we there yet or no?
I think it's another 3 months before.
Okay. So ultimately, I've met with this group here, and I don't know if anybody else in the room has, and they've got quite some ideas and a huge platform coming down the line. I'm sure you guys are doing a lot of work right now.
What is CareLogic? It's basically a platform that we're building for care coordination. I'm a nephrologist. I look after dialysis patients, but we have many patients with chronic disease that need coordination. It's a big deal these days because the new legislation that's come out is asking for care coordination to become a measure, a quality measure for physicians. You want to make it as well, yes, most chronic disease patients are managed at home, right? And so to enable that management, to prevent hospitalizations, we need a platform like this. We see these kind of challenges on a daily basis. High competition safety is
You guys talk after. These guys got an amazing platform, and the one guy that's working with you, what's his first name again? Bharat. He's quite the, he can kind of give you the overview on all of the possibilities of the platforms. I think ultimately doctors kind of aiming